That little $8 valve hiding on your Honda CR-V can be the difference between a normal maintenance day and a repair bill that makes you stare at the estimate like the shop accidentally added an extra zero. And the frustrating part? Most owners never hear about it until something else has already failed. We're talking about the PCV valve. Positive crankcase ventilation. Boring name. Tiny part. Easy to ignore. But on a CR-V with around 80,000 miles, especially one that's been driven mostly in traffic, short trips, hot weather, or with stretched oil change intervals, this little valve can start causing problems that look way more serious than they are at first. You might notice the oil level dropping between changes. Maybe there's a burnt oil smell after a drive. Maybe the engine starts idling a little rough, or you see new oil seepage around gaskets. A lot of owners think, well, it's a Honda. And listen, Hondas are tough. That's why people buy them. But tough does not mean immune. Because when crankcase pressure gets out of control, it does not politely ask for permission before it starts pushing oil into places oil should not be. Let me break this down without turning it into an engineering lecture. Every gasoline engine has some combustion pressure that sneaks past the piston rings. That's called blow-by. It's normal. Even healthy engines have it. Those gases end up in the crankcase, where your oil lives. If the engine had no way to deal with that pressure, it would build up like steam inside a sealed pot. So the PCV system routes those gases back into the intake, so the engine can burn them instead of letting pressure collect inside the engine. The PCV valve is the traffic controller. When it's working correctly, it meters the flow. Not too much, not too little. Just enough ventilation to keep pressure under control and keep oil vapors moving the right way. But here's where CR-V owners need to pay attention. Over time, that valve gets exposed to heat, oil mist, fuel vapor, moisture, and carbon. It can gum up, it can stick, it can clog. And once it does, the engine may still run, but the pressure balance inside the engine changes. That's when the slow damage starts. Not dramatic at first. No explosion, no warning siren, just a little more pressure here. A sandui, little more oil vapor there. And eventually you're chasing symptoms that seem unrelated. 80,000 miles is not some magic number where the part suddenly self-destructs. It's more like the point where enough heat cycles and enough oil vapor have passed through the system that ignoring it becomes a gamble. If your CR-V spends most of its life on long highway drives, clean oil, steady temperatures, easy cruising, the PCV valve may last longer. But if your driving looks like school pickup lines, grocery runs, stop and go traffic, cold starts, idling, short trips where the engine barely reaches full operating temperature, then moisture and contamination build up faster. That's the kind of driving that quietly beats up the PCV system. And many CR-V owners are exactly in that category. These are family vehicles, commuter vehicles, errand vehicles. They sit in traffic. They idle with the air conditioning on. They do short trips all week and maybe a longer drive on the weekend. So by 80,000 miles, changing the PCV valve is not paranoia. It's cheap insurance. Here's what makes this so sneaky. A bad PCV valve usually does not announce itself as bad PCV valve. It disguises itself as other problems. If the valve sticks closed or becomes restricted, crankcase pressure can build. That pressure looks for the easiest escape route. Maybe it pushes oil past seals. Maybe it contributes to valve cover seepage. Maybe it forces more oil vapor through areas that were never meant to handle that much contamination. If the valve sticks open, the engine may pull in too much air through the crankcase ventilation system. That can create idle problems, lean running symptoms, or strange drivability issues. Either way, the owner usually sees the aftermath, not the cause. Oil consumption is one of the big ones. You check the dipstick and it's low, but there's no giant puddle under the car. So where did it go? It may be getting pulled into the intake and burned. That's not something you want happening for thousands of miles, because burned oil does not disappear harmlessly. It can leave deposits, it can foul sensors, it can coat intake components, and on turbocharged CR-V models, oil contamination around the intake and turbo system is the last thing you want to ignore. Now, does every neglected PCV valve automatically create a $4,500 repair? No. And anybody telling you that every single CRV is guaranteed to fail is selling fear, not information. But can a neglected crankcase ventilation problem contribute to expensive failures? Absolutely. Picture this: a CRV owner starts losing oil between changes. They don't check the dipstick often because the maintenance minder says there's still oil life left. The engine keeps running, so they keep driving. Meanwhile, oil vapor and pressure problems continue. Over time, the catalytic converter may get contaminated from oil burning. Oxygen sensors may start reading poorly. Gaskets may start leaking. On some models, intake deposits and turbo-related issues can become part of the mess. Then the owner finally goes to a shop because the check engine light comes on, or the car starts smoking. Now, the estimate isn't $8. It's diagnostics, sensors, gaskets, cleaning, maybe a catalytic converter, maybe turbo-related work, maybe engine repair depending on how long it was driven low on oil. That's how small maintenance becomes a large bill. Not because the PCV valve is expensive, because ignoring it lets the engine operate under conditions it was never meant to tolerate. Pay attention to this part, because these symptoms are easy to dismiss. If your CRV starts using oil between oil changes, do not just assume it's normal aging. Check it. Track it. Write down how much oil you're adding and how many miles it takes to drop. If you smell burning oil after parking, especially near the front of the vehicle, look closer. If you see new oil seepage around the valve cover, timing cover area, or other gasket surfaces, pressure may be part of the story. If the idle feels rough, or the engine feels like it has a tiny stumble at stops, don't jump straight to spark plugs or fuel injectors without considering air and ventilation issues. If fuel economy drops and nothing else changed, that's another clue. And if you see blue smoke on startup or after idling, that's not something to ignore. Blue smoke means oil is getting burned somewhere. Now, none of these symptoms prove the PCV valve is the only problem. That's important. A worn engine, bad valve seals, piston ring issues, turbo seal problems, or external leaks can also cause oil loss. But the PCV valve is cheap enough and important enough that it should be on the inspection list early, not after you've already replaced half the engine bay. The simplest move is to look up the exact PCV valve location for your CRV's year-end engine. Honda used different engines across different CRV generations, including 2.4-liter naturally aspirated engines and 1.5-liter turbo engines, and the access can vary. Some are very straightforward. Some are more annoying. Once you find it, inspect the hose and surrounding area. Look for cracked rubber, oil saturation, brittle plastic, or sludge around the valve. Some old-school checks involve removing the valve and listening for a rattle, but don't treat that as a perfect test. A valve can rattle and still be weak, restricted, or contaminated. The better approach is simple. If it has high mileage, visible contamination, oil symptoms, or unknown service history, replacement is usually more practical than trying to prove it's bad. It's a small part. It's not worth turning into a courtroom trial. But be careful. Plastic and rubber get brittle with age and heat. Don't yank hoses like you're starting a lawnmower. Don't cross-thread anything. Don't use the wrong aftermarket part just because it looks close. And if your engine layout makes access difficult, there is no shame in having a shop do it during an oil change. The part may be cheap. Broken fittings are not. If you're already going in for service, here's the conversation to have. Ask them to inspect the PCV valve and crankcase ventilation hoses. Ask if there are signs of oil being pulled into the intake. Ask whether any oil leaks look pressure-related. And ask them to check for stored codes if you've had rough idle, fuel trim issues, or catalytic converter warnings. That last part matters, because replacing the PCV valve after the converter is already damaged will not magically restore the converter. It may stop one contributing problem, but it won't reverse thousands of miles of oil contamination. Same with oil consumption. If the engine has been run low on oil repeatedly, there may be wear that a new valve cannot undo. So think of this as preventive maintenance, not a miracle cure. The best time to replace a questionable PCV valve is before it creates symptoms. The second best time is the moment symptoms start. The worst time is after the repair estimate is already printed. This part gets ignored because it is not glamorous. Nobody brags about a fresh PCV valve. You don't feel a 50 horsepower gain. You don't get a shiny part under the hood. It's not like new tires or brakes where the improvement is obvious. It's just one of those boring pieces that helps the engine stay healthy. And modern maintenance schedules have trained people to wait for the dashboard to tell them everything. Oil life percentage, tire pressure warnings, check engine lights, service reminders. But not every important part gets its own warning light. You have to know. That's why experienced mechanics and fleet maintenance people often care about small preventive parts more than average owners do. They've seen how the chain reaction starts. They know the expensive repair usually has a cheap beginning. If your Honda CR-V is near 80,000 miles and you have no record of the PCV valve being replaced, put it on your maintenance list. Not tomorrow in a panic. Not because your engine is guaranteed to explode. Just because it's sensible. Use the correct part for your exact year and engine. If you're doing it yourself, watch a model-specific repair guide first and confirm the torque specs or installation method if applicable. If you're not comfortable, ask a trusted mechanic to replace it and inspect the hoses while they're there. And start checking your oil level manually. I know nobody wants to hear that in 2026, but the dipstick is still one of the cheapest diagnostic tools you own. Check it every couple of fuel fill-ups for a month. Learn what normal looks like for your engine. Because the real danger is not that a PCV valve costs $8. The real danger is driving for months while the engine is telling you something is wrong. So the takeaway is simple. On a Honda CR-V around 80,000 miles, the PCV valve is one of those small maintenance items that deserves attention before it becomes part of a much bigger repair story. It controls crankcase pressure. It affects oil vapor flow. And when it gets restricted or stuck, it can contribute to oil consumption, leaks, rough running, and expensive downstream damage. Spend the few dollars. Check the hoses. Watch the oil level. And don't assume a reliable Honda can't be hurt by a neglected cheap part. If you own a CR-V, drop your year, engine, and mileage in the comments, especially if you've dealt with oil consumption or a PCV replacement already. That kind of real-world owner information helps everyone. And if you want more maintenance tips that actually save money instead of just repeating the owner's manual, subscribe and stick around. There are a few more small Honda parts that can cause surprisingly big problems when they're ignored.